Once you build rapport, you'll transition to the questioning stage of the interview. Begin your questioning with your list of pre-planned questions. While the candidate is answering your questions, actively listen to them and take notes. Remember that your questions should relate specifically to the job requirements. Don't be afraid of unplanned, spontaneous dialogue during the interview. Ask follow-up questions if you hear something you'd like to know more about. In our sales certification course, we train our people to follow an ask, listen, clarify, probe, and show progression when asking questions. A similar system can be used in an interview setting. Ask your question, listen for a response, clarify the response by repeating it back, then based on the answer, probe deeper for more information. Since this situation is different than a traditional selling dialogue, you'll replace the show with note, meaning you'll write down your thoughts so you don't forget during your decision-making process. Don't neglect your list of pre-planned questions. They can be an anchor point to regain control of an interview if the candidate ventures into uncomfortable territory. To help you identify these situations, let's discuss the benefits of knowing which questions you may and may not ask. Why is it important to know which questions to ask and not to ask? If you keep your questions based specifically on the job requirements, then your interview will be more efficient, take less of your valuable time, and you'll make better hiring decisions. There can be very serious legal implications if you don't follow fair employment laws and equal employment opportunity policies. Always make sure you don't ask any questions or make any statements that would support a discrimination claim by an applicant. If you're not sure, then don't ask the question. If a candidate begins to talk about something of a personal nature, you need to steer the conversation back to the job specifics. The subjects that you want to be careful with or avoid altogether are race, gender, religion, marital status and family, disabilities, ethnic background or country of origin, and a person's age. When it comes to questions about race or religion, remember that legally an interviewer cannot ask any question of an applicant that requests information about these subjects. Asking a question that specifically requests information about family status is illegal. The question, "Do you have any obligations that would prevent you from working occasional overtime?" is one way to ask a question that refers to family status without being specific. It is illegal to ask an applicant about any disability. If you need to make sure that an applicant can handle a requirement of the job, a question like, "Can you lift a 35-pound box?" specifically refers to the job requirements and is therefore within the legal guidelines to ask. A question you can legally ask would be, if hired, can you provide proof of eligibility to work within the United States? Any question whose answer can identify an applicant's age is considered illegal, so keeping the question based on age requirements of the job is essential, such as, if you're hired, can you provide proof that you're 18 years of age or older? You also cannot ask any question that would tend to identify a person as being 40 years of age or older.
Well, I see that you've been working in the industry for a number of years. What type of experience do you have in the collections?
Well, I actually have 6 years experience in accounts receivable, and the last few years I have also been helping out in accounts payable.
Oh, wow, I didn't know you had accounts payable experience also. Why did you start helping out in the accounts payable department?
Well, I noticed that at the end of the month my coworkers were really busy, so I asked my supervisor if I could help out if I wasn't busy. I didn't actually put it on my resume because I don't work in that department.
Well, that's really impressive. I mean, we sometimes have overflow here in our accounts payable department, and that could be really useful.
Well, I'm always willing to help out my coworkers, and I believe it's a strong multitasking skill.